go.
And we might be witnessing history again with MP tonight. He now has a chance to set the record for the most three-pointers in a single season. We know the current record, of course, is with Steph Curry. MP could break that tonight. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. With Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and Allie LaForce on our sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The forward spots will be Butler and Green. MP out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Jackson Davis in at the center. And for the Jazz, Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. Then it's Collier. And it's Hendricks in at the 3 spot. As we know, late in the year, Coach, more eyes are drawn to games around the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, I talked to fans in the East who stay up late to watch Pacific Division matchups. Interest always builds as that postseason picture starts to come into focus.
Drills it from outside.
That high release that Markkanen has is such a weapon for him, especially in a catch-and-shoot situation.
Butler passes to MP. Good on the three-point shot.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And so, MP will bring it up for Golden State. Last time they met was in Utah where they beat the Jazz.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Yeah, give credit to those guys for playing with such aggressiveness. It makes a huge difference when you get that kind of boost from your second unit.
Here's Collier. The Warriors making the shot. Here's Sensabaugh. Off target from three-point range.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
Shot clock at 3. Pass to Sensabaugh. Buries the long-range jumper.
Yeah, really nice to see Markkanen keeping his head up and finding the open teammate.
The Warriors have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Jemison.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Utah's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Pass to Markkanen, but Trey, and again it's the Jazz from deep.
Well, Markkanen keeps the defense off balance with the quick trigger.
Kicks it out to MP. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Well, there you have it, their first miss of the game, but still off to a solid start here in terms of shooting.
Markkanen from outside. They get the rebound. Pass to Collier. They set the pick. Out to the wing. 3-pointer. Warriors with the rebound. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
Well, they shot it well because of how selfless they were. You need that kind of chemistry and cohesion on the road.
And now, Allie Laforce has something for us from the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Oklahoma City was all business. He dropped 50 points, and he's a tremendous three-point shooter. We saw that again last game. And the entire NBA talking about his performance. It was that special. Can he do it again? We'll see, guys.
Thanks, as always, Allie, for that great report. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on. See if he can't replicate that performance.
Warriors leading by 6. MP kicks to Butler. The three from MP. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. MP's got 13.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Harkinen from outside. Jimmy Butler pulls it in.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Oh, man, MP to be young again.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. So Utah ends up going with the new group. Golden State also making some changes. Kuminga's come in for Draymond Green. Hield comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brandon Podziemski in for Curry.
Precise delivery on the pass. Led him perfect.
MP, good. 17 points in the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Bailey. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. MP finds Jackson Davis. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, we're not surprised by this. These guys work hard, and they are physical.
Setting the floor for the Warriors, we've got Brandon Podziemski. He's out there with MP. Hield is out there with Kuminga. And it's Santos in at the power forward. Now, here's MP. You saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And Santos gets it to go. Santos has got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors. Now, here is George. He's defended by Podziemski.
Nice looking mid-range shot by George. Such an aggressive scorer.
MP outside. Getting it done against contact. It's MP.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
George passes to Niang. The rebound by Hield. Warriors leading by 13. Here's Jemison. MP takes the bump and connects.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
And the Jazz call time here. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
Well, on the road, your defense needs to withstand runs from the other side, and that wasn't the case for them.
And the Warriors get some changes. Green, he's checked in for Kuminga. Butler comes in for Buddy Hield. And Curry subbed in for Brandon Podziemski. And when it comes to team building, GA, there's been a debate about whether the 2-star or 3-star approach is more effective.
Kevin, for me, I think it comes down to fit more than anything. It doesn't matter how many stars you have if they don't mesh, and if they're not comfortable in the role that's carved out for them on that respective team.
Curry kicks to Butler. Some nice passing by Golden State here. 6 on the shot clock. And MP throws it down hard.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Kessler, screen on Curry. Outside, Markkanen. And the 3 off target. And so MP will bring it up for the Warriors. 17-point lead, their biggest. Curry passes to MP. Connects again from distance.
Nails it and is now even for the record.
Hard to believe, isn't it? His next shot from range will move him into the top spot all time for threes in a season.
And he didn't come all this way just to tie the record. I can promise you that 403 is the goal.
Well, gobbling up boards is what Kessler does best. Got some points out of that one, too.
Here's MP. And such a nice move to make the basket work. Jamison's got 28 points for the game.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Hits it from 3-point range.
I like seeing Markkanen move the ball like this, wanting to get his teammates going.
Coach, you now. We were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many Finnish players in the NBA. I know Lowry is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, "When someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri." Back to you.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. From deep, George, and it's Jamison with the rebound. Jamison's got 5 rebounds tonight.
The edge.
Good, another from 3.
And who thought it couldn't be done? That 3 moving him into history.
You can feel it as soon as it left his hand. He is the king of the 3 and now stands alone at the top of the list.
And I didn't think anyone would touch Curry's record for threes, but here we are. MP has done the unthinkable. What an incredible season.
MP has been leading the charge for the Golden State Warriors, going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Make some noise and get ready for the faded half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Give me a beat. And measuring up the shot. One more time, a round of applause.
Welcome, everybody. And as we start to work our way through the season, a sneak peek at the Rookie of the Year race. Now let's talk about that lopsided first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Utah Jazz.
They've looked weak defensively. If you got any pride, they need to show it soon.
Yeah, they're serving up a buffet inside, and the other team's going for seconds and thirds.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
Warriors leading by 22. Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. Then it's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position. That's the group right now for Utah.
And MP still gets the shot in the air. Other young guys might have folded under that foul, but he's able to get to the line.
And both free throws good for MP. Utah is shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Here's Collier. Plays it up and banks it in. Collier's got his first basket of the night.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities. Well, he's been nothing short of fantastic this game, and he has his team in a great spot as this thing winds down.
Pass to Hendricks. Here's Sensabaugh, covered by MP. Sensabaugh, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Sensabaugh's got 8 points.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
And the dunk by MP.
Oh, man, I love to see that. MP elevating.
A challenging stretch here for Utah. Pass to Hendricks. Down low. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. He's got 10.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
And it's Jemison missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
So stand here, we have one of the bright young centers in the NBA, Walker Kessler.
Look, start with this with Walker Kessler, Kevin. A great rim protector. You're just not going to get layups with Walker Kessler on the floor. Then he's an outstanding...
And another one falls.
Once again, he's reached the 40-point mark as there has been no slowing him down all season.
Well, GA, with all these 40-point performances, he's close to matching the mark for third most 40-point games in a single year.
Well, we haven't seen this many 40-point games in a long time. He is close to matching his airness Michael Jordan, who scored 40 points an incredible 37 times back in '87.
Huge night for him. I love how he's searching for his shot attempts, trying to carry them to the finish line.
Here's Sensabaugh, covered by MP. 6 to shoot.
2 minutes.
Kessler a screen on Curry from deep three-point land. And it's Collier missing. And so MP will bring it up for the Warriors. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, It shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
Markkanen from outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Markkanen's got 9 points.
Well, Markkanen's one of the more efficient, high-volume three-point shooters in the league.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
All right, fans, I want everyone here in the arena to get on up out of your seats.
And the Jazz with some changes. George Niang comes in for Walker Kessler. And George is subbed in for Markkanen. Then for the Warriors, Kuminga's come in for Draymond Green. Moody comes in for Butler. And it's Brandon Podziemski in for Stephen Curry.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And the foul called on MP. That is his first foul. So it's both teams making substitutions here. So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr
Assist goes to...
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. That's a great look at that move from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Pass to Sensabaugh. There's a good screen. Here's Collier. Offensive rebound. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And in what's been a solid season, to say the least, tonight's game will push their win total now up to 53. And good, he hits it again.
He's at 50 again. He's done this a few times this year.
This has become old hat. He's tied for the 4th most 50-point games in a single season.
And this is his 9th 50-piece, tying the great Wilt Chamberlain. Kobe's 10 is next up at 3.
Plays it up off the glass. MP's got 53.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Clock at 6. Kessler passes to Markkanen. It's the three-point bomb.
Yeah, Markkanen staying after it. He has got it going.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Team foul.
Free throw good, MP.
MP. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for MP. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And so long, everyone.
Right here. Thank you. Whenever NBA fans think about the greatest three-point season ever, they'll think of you, MP. Where do your thoughts go when you think about your accomplishment?
Training camps, practice, scrimmages. Coaches always say practice should go hard enough that the games seem easy by comparison. I always took that to heart, but I'll also think of my teammates setting screens, passing up good looks because I have a better one. When you say your accomplishments, what I'm hearing is ours.
Beautiful. Thank you, MP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's very good.
Right here, MP. I have a question for you.
MP out here breaking the single season record for three-pointers made? No surprise to me. MP's been at the top of my list to break that record. Shout out.